We can.
Boom. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Fat Earth Comedy Cast. Again, three times a charm. It's lucky number 13, folks, and we're talking about least favorite
La
celebrities.
la 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 bamba da da
Go,
da
go,
da
go,
da da
go.
da 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 da. 13, baby.
The quarantine is getting to our heads. We're all getting a bit nutty. I hope you guys are staying safe and sane out there as well.
You an Ozark fan?
Yeah, I've been watching. I haven't seen season 3, so please no spoilers.
No spoilers, and I won't. I haven't gotten there yet either. I've done 1 and 2, but I'm recapping now that season 3 has come out, and so I went to bed after watching 4 last night. And I did another 4 today, which takes a toll on me. But I really like that show.
Yeah.
It's sweet. I love Bateman, dude. I didn't realize he directed and produced it. It's great.
Right. Well, we're talking about our least favorite celebrities, not the ones we like.
So
So,
Jason Bateman's not in my category because I really like him.
well,
Who's your
talking about the
started out with a
quarantine.
bang? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm just
Well,
saying the Trump dude, this orange bastard's really pissing me off. I was pretty indifferent about this guy when all the politics shit was going on because again, I don't really get into politics too much, but just hearing this fucking guy going on and on and on, man, and none of his decisions seem to be the right ones.
well, right off the bat, you hit us with the nuke. That is definitely the pressure point of least favorite right now. Donald
Yeah.
J. Donald J. You know, his son is actually, I've been looking, I follow his son, Junior, Donald Trump Jr., on Facebook. This dude's an animal. He's posting memes that I don't think Fat Earth would post, and this dude's posting them on there. So he'll catch you with a left hook when you're not looking. It's funny. He probably is thinking politics down the road too, because really the whole family is absorbing this as
He might have a rough road going that route.
that's what we thought about everybody involved, you know. But ever since just that clip of coming down the escalator, dude, I thought that guy was gonna be in the White House, you know. So I started making
Oh, Jesus.
investments in T-shirts and shit pretty quick. In
Yeah.
Washington D.C., you're fired.
Well, we know why May 1st he wants everything to open up again. This guy's got a tea time at Mar-a-Lago. He's
Yeah,
ready
you
to
got.
fucking hit the links, baby.
We're gonna be huger than ever, May 1st.
Yeah. Yeah, so he's at the top of the forefront right now and he's tickling people's fucking negative bones, that's for sure.
Oh, so many posts. Love them or hate them. I mean, that is literally what Facebook and social media is right now. It's tough.
Yeah.
I did a, going back on yesterday's episode, I did a boating.
I saw
Everybody's up
that.
in arms on boating, dude. I'm
Yeah.
loving this shit. Boating and golf, dude. I go outside today to barely have a cigarette. It's so fucking cold. They're expecting me to get on a boat. You got to have a full fucking wetsuit, guys.
Yeah,
Let's
but a
calm
lot of
the
those
fuck
people that
down.
posted were fishing, so they actually kind of I think fishing with you and someone else should be
I
considered
love
safe, right?
fishing. I don't own a boat. I love going out on my friend's boat. If
Yeah.
someone asked me right now, I still would question. I'd be like, it's a bit cold. It's past the ice fishing point and not necessarily the boating point. You know, I mean, dude, you get one little speck of water on you right now, it'd be ice cold. But hey, more power to you. Whatever your hobbies are, it's better than crack. So, uh,
Maybe it involves crack, but we steer clear of that stuff. So I'll bring up another guy that's hot off the presses, Bill Cosby. He's
Bill
got to be.
Cosby from many favorites lists, probably to
Yeah.
their least, or they live in denial and they don't think he did it. What was the fuck was his name on the Cosby Show? I guess.
Huxtable.
Yeah, the Huxtables on the fucking
Yeah.
Cosby Show. The
Called the
fucking
Cosby Show, but the name of the guy in the show is named Dr. Huxtable. The fuck is that?
yeah, that was his level of comedianism. He could get
Yeah.
away with it, but
Do, do, do. That
not
jazz in the
anymore,
beginning is pretty
baby.
sick.
I mean, the shit he did, because I did go down a rabbit hole on what he was up to, is pretty
Yeah.
disturbing. It's on the girls were young. There was male dominance involved, like to a
Right.
creepy, creepy level. Not just like
Oh, it makes no sense.
Louis C.K. is one level. You're walking around with a heart on with a robe, you know,
Yeah.
trapping you in a corner of an audition room that you flew the young lady out to because you're tickling them with stardom is a whole nother use of your power. And I feel like he was so contrary to how he acted. Isn't that sometimes the
That's a,
case and sad?
it makes no sense that this guy is. First of all, he can get women. That's the whole fucked up thing about it. He must have like got off on the actual act that he was performing
They got it
because
screw
when it
loose,
comes
yeah.
when it comes to women, dude, you are gonna get women. You're one of the top comedians in the world. You have shows, you have concerts, you have albums that are selling off the charts. Funny people don't have a trouble picking up women. Me and you have proven that. But at the
I
same
had
time,
one time. I tried
at
her
the
out
same
one time.
yeah, that doll in the back, that wasn't that hard for you to
Don't
get,
come up
you
for
know?
air yet. Hold on one second there. Sorry, someone was trying to get loose.
Well, so I said my two guys, Trump and Cosby. So what do you got? What do you got to taster on? This guy's firing up the old hard drive.
Yeah, well, I
Explodes
want to
lightning
ask you a
fast.
couple that float on the old brinks at times,
The
and then
pond.
and maybe go to my lease. But see, I don't know my lease. Like, see, I love watching these train wrecks, dude. I love
Yeah.
watching Trump. Trump's the most fun president to watch since Bill Clinton, and he was fun as shit.
Yeah,
So
it's fun for a point until your country is in fucking turmoil.
this ain't his fault. And
No, I'm
financially,
not saying it
my
is, but
401k was going berserk before this whole coronavirus. So at the end of the day, like I actually, um, I don't know if he's doing stupid, getting lucky, or doing horrible. It's so hard to gauge a president, dude. You go off what your party tells you. And if you listen to
right.
the other party, he's crap. If you listen to your party, he's the god. So it's like there's somewhere in between. And that's every president we've ever had, right? So it's only gotten worse because social media has their grips into everybody now. They just feel I need to hear everybody's views, hence our podcast. But um,
But
this
I
guy
think
went from
to become a great president in times of crisis like this, like when you're talking to the audience or when you're talking to the masses, you can have a calming factor, and he's not providing that. He's almost turning it to the next level of panic. That's the problem that I'm having. Yeah, again, presidents are presidents. They're all you still if just because you're a president doesn't mean that you're gonna fucking make shit happen. You still have checks and balances. We learned that in the 8th grade, folks, from fucking social studies class. And the times that the president's presence is important are these big speeches and these big addresses where you got to calm the people down a little bit. And I just don't think he's rising to that occasion. But I don't know. I think he's not going to be coming back again. And this whole epidemic might have secured that whole thing. But enough politics.
what in
Let's get into the
2020. This guy's gonna swell, dude. This dude's winning. This dude's
yeah.
winning. He's got all these closet guys going bonkers right now, and local in Michigan, we get to see it with Lord Farquhar, with Governor Whitmer right now with that. I've seen so many memes on her now too. It's
Yeah.
I don't know how, if you're in that position, how you could even stumble onto social media right now because it is so much hate. It's
Yeah.
unbelievable. But this dude kind of was like, I liked him a lot. He's not my least favorite. Okay. I'm going to say that now. But God, did I love the train wreck that was going on in 15, 16 or so, 17. But fall from grace. Never knew he was that big of a pimp until now. Now I hear he's raping boys from Corey Feldman, Charlie Sheen.
Oh
Uh,
wow.
Charlie
Yeah.
Sheen, dude, the dude was riding high. He's just and God, did I love the shit show live? I loved the winning and the
Yeah.
I'm gonna go to
Tiger blood.
But as soon as he got booed off of Fox Theater and then kind of was like spiteful on Detroit and then started getting spiteful on the more cities, then just had to pull the whole comedy tour, which wasn't really comedy. I watched a glimpse from inside the Fox Theater.
No, it wasn't comedy. It's a
This
guy
thing was
talking about
too.
his incidences.
He's talking about how great he is, and like I just this is such a delicate line. When I watch our casts, I literally feel somewhat pompous and also like holy shit, like we come across like we know what the fuck we're talking about, and I hope we
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 do.
tell people, yeah, well, I hope we tell people that we barely know what we're talking about, so just tune in to hear us, and if you
Wow.
definitely don't agree, then fucking comment. Like that's the thing, like interact with us a little bit on it because we don't know everything and we do a little research and that's it. But Charlie Sheen, holy shit, was he a fucking 1,000 times himself character that just blew up and he was fucking doing. Remember his podcasts were getting millions a day. of views. He was doing right from his house. He had the two goddesses with him.
Yeah.
He just became too much too fast, dude. From fucking already a big celebrity with money and fame to shoved down your throat and then disappeared. You know, literally.
Well, he got HIV and he's gone. He's probably dealing with that kind of stuff.
No, he beat it. He beat that dude in
You don't beat it, but you learn how to live with it.
You Magic Johnson it.
Yeah, you condensed $300,000 into a vaccine and you pump it into your veins. Remember that South Park?
Yeah.
These guys, they know how to push the envelope and not get the criticize. Well, I guess they get criticized for it, but somehow they just keep making more and more episodes. So,
where are you on the Oprah scale? She seems to have.
Oh, I'm not a fan of Oprah. Nope.
Nope. And
You get a car. I'm gonna smack your face.
Yep. So we know where Kevin's at. So she was one of the Trump hopefuls, though, to possibly be the celebrity black woman to take down the white orange bastard.
Right. Well, that would be a nice contrast of events. I would 100% support that change of pace. A woman or an African American or of whatever. But the problem I have with Oprah is this lady's just she's just out there to make a dime. I mean, her fucking weight fluctuates so much, yet she's the head of Weight Watchers. Why am I coming to you for weight advice? You're selling me fucking pizzas made out of cardboard.
Yeah, but she disappears every time she gets fat. Then she gets thin. It's the best it's the best bankroll in the world. She goes, I'm going to get fat again and then get skinny again and they'll pay me again. Right. She keeps doing it. Dude, I got that kind of body, though. I lose 20 pounds, I gain 50. I lose 25.
Yeah, but you're not out there advertising for Weight Watchers. You're not the head of get someone that's fit and has stayed fit. Okay. I don't want to see a fluctuating diet off you. Why would I join that club after seeing you plump up? It's but she's on this world tour. Well, she was before the virus hit, but instead of doing her show on a TV station, now she's just going around the country selling out arenas or whatever the fuck she's doing, like a Fox Theater type areas.
Oh, they probably sell out so hard.
Charging $200-300 a ticket, and then she's having one guest come on. She's having Lady Gaga come on, and she's not even singing. She's just talking. So that's her new gamble, and it's paying off, folks. Anything Oprah touches turns to gold. So I don't know. I feel like she's like tapped into a weak market of single mothers that are looking for some hope, and they want to read the books that Oprah reads. They want to eat the food that Oprah reads. They want to get a new car.
Well, I'm looking at a list here where there's 3 above Hitler. So
yeah. I know. I saw Hitler too. And it's like, wow, these people must be hated. And one of them's Kim Kardashian. I don't think I'd put Kim above Hitler, but
no. What a photo too.
That's pretty offensive. That should be a meme.
Like the white. She doesn't like the white. I never had a chance, but she's a good-looking girl. We'll talk about a family that is capitalized on stardom and wherever that came from. But that leads me into a good question. We're too young for him to make a mega impact other than 94. Most people a little bit older than us remember where they were for the Bronco chase. But where'd you sit on OJ on her Godfather, OJ Simpson?
Yeah, I forgot about all that. Did you, dude? I'm not First of all, I'm not a football fan. And even if I was a football fan, I definitely wouldn't be an OJ fan. This guy's he's a fucked up man. He belongs behind bars, and he did go behind bars just for the wrong crime.
Older people knew him longer for football. Us younger generations know him longer as a murderer. So that's a tough one for our generation. I don't think we respect it enough for it to turn our world upside down or even I remember being young in 94 and this thing's on television and I was bored out of my mind. Like, I don't give a fuck about this. This shit's happening in Detroit every day, little car chases. I'm done.
Yeah, what's Kim Kardashian's mom's name? Not Mom 2, but Mom 1. Her biological Kris
Jenner.
Yeah, so could you imagine her? She married like the Kardashian father. He was a good-looking dude. I think he passed away though, didn't he?
Yeah, he died. Yep.
So he's a tall, dark, and handsome type, and now her husband is named Caitlyn.
Are they still married?
I don't know.
I think they broke up. But
Listen,
anyways,
I have no problem with the Caitlyn whole the whole changing of the sex or any of that, but then she comes out and is against gay marriage. What the
they
fuck is
needed
wrong with this
someone.
lady?
They needed a front person.
Well, that's a big transformation to get the company going again.
He's fucking hot.
He or she.
We've also been hearing our mayor, our governor,
Right.
referred to as
Yeah.
Jenner too. Yeah, so a little bit of the face looks alike, I guess.
That shows you
Um,
how out of it. I didn't even know who our mayor was. I saw some posts. I'm like, oh, this is our mayor. Wow.
so right, you said how you don't research, so therefore you don't vote. So yeah, that would make sense. Who's leading us to the
Hey, man.
promised land?
Yeah.
Um, so I'm gonna translate this into. I'm gonna transfer.
Yeah.
I don't
Just
know the
keep
word,
saying
but
trans, bro. Keep saying
I'm gonna
trans.
trans into. So OJ Simpson, 94, Bronco Chase. My least favorite, born in 94,
Boom.
Canadian songwriter,
Yep.
and just a douche, bro. The fucking kid cannot win me over. And I've given him so many fucking tries, so many shots, I feel like, where it's like, dude, I don't mind that I don't like your music to start with. Okay, you're kind of a douche in the malls. All right, I still don't like your music. You're being kind of a douche with the cops. You're being a douche with the paparazzi. Now you're
Right.
punching them. I feel like I would beat your fucking ass if I needed to ever in the street. Justin Bieber.
And he's coming in tops of the lists, folks. Old Bieber. But he was found from YouTube, wasn't he? Isn't that how he got his
Yes.
rise to fame?
Oh, yes. Yep. Yep. He was getting millions of views from his little abode in Canada in his parents' house. And here we go. Now he's over 200 million.
Well,
But
here you go. But Justin Bieber, Hitler.
no,
Which
he's above. He's three above Hitler somehow. So I'm not
wow.
alone here. But I don't agree with that either. Hitler
Yeah,
is
yeah,
not
yeah.
a celebrity to me. And no one's going to top him as far as it goes with
Hitler's a
just,
celebrity. He's well known. He was a public speaker. He's definitely.
yeah, I guess,
I
right?
guess
But,
what's the definition of celebrity? Do they have to be active now?
you know, I guess I'd have to Google that, my sir.
What's your views on Kanye West, the old chain master?
Hated him until now. He's the one like rap black guy for Trump. So again,
I know it's out of control.
he threw such a fucking curveball with this thing that I
He
thought
knows
for
what he's
sure he was
doing.
gonna be the one donating to Oprah and getting her all riled up. And I got to hear about Al Sharpton fucking weekly. And
Yeah.
nope, he goes, this orange white dude is my fucking god, bro. That's the goat. So again, I think part of it is watching the train wreck, but he comes off like Justin, so cocky. Oh my God, is he kind of like irritating? But then again, he comes off smart. And so with the
My
Trump
God, what
show,
a
I love watching the train wreck happening live. Oof.
my God, what a good South Park though. The gay fish sticks or the fish sticks one. You've seen that, right?
No.
Oh my, you do. You got to watch that tonight. They ask everybody, "Do you like fish sticks?" Which sounds like, "Do you like fish dicks?" And Kanye can't get the joke, so then he like brings Carlos Mencia to like help him explain it. They tie up Mencia. He's got this whole board out, and he's got the fish and the sticks, and he's trying to make connections to it. They just destroy this guy, man. It's one of the better episodes. You should check that out. If you are you a South Park fan?
Yes. Yeah. I do like it, but I don't catch it. I guess I got to add to my DVR now that you say that.
Watch that episode in particular, man. You'll cry laugh. They beat the piss out of Carlos Mencia.
Yeah, he had a rough
Oh, he's
couple
got,
years now.
yeah. Well, you steal other people, dude. The comedian community, they're not fucking around. You take someone's joke, you're gonna get swarmed upon. And
Yeah.
then Joe Rogan took a stand to him live. You ever seen that on YouTube where he's like
Yes.
confronts them?
Yeah.
Staying on the train wreck front, Lindsay Lohan.
Ooh. What a
From
setup.
childhood sweetheart to working in almost porn. Working
Yeah.
with James Dean. You remember
Fall
that
from
guy?
grace. Oh yeah. Yeah, the Superman.
Yeah. Not James Dean, the old actor. I'm talking current James Dean, the porn star.
The porn star? What's she doing with him?
She made some low budget. The last movie that I saw her in, because I read it and it sounded intriguing, but it's like starring James Dean. You know, all the porn stars trying to make
James Dean
legitimate.
is in it.
Let me see if I can find this movie.
I
Princess
love
Bride.
in Tiger King how the one gay dude, the way he gets switched from straight to gay is when Joe Exotic asks him, "Do you like to watch porn with small dicks or big dicks in them?" And the
I've
guy
never seen.
goes,
I've never
I,
seen that.
the guy goes, "Well, I guess I like the big dicks." And he goes, "Then you're gay." And the guy goes, "Okay," and just starts having anal sex at that point and blowjobs. Let me tell you something, folks. If that trick works, I need to start using it not on boys, but on girls.
Here we
This dude
go.
was
Here we
funny.
go. It's
Ce-
called. Hold on.
Celebrity, a famous person is the definition here, folks.
Here we
So
go.
Hitler
It's
is a
called
celebrity.
The Canyons. Lindsay Lohan and James Dean. I know everybody has seen this guy. Don't
Brazzers
deny it.
deluxe, dude. Don't
Brazzers
Samsonelli
megastar.
has been rock hard 26 minutes watching James Dean.
Oh, I love it, man. I
He
love it.
actually does one of the best blooper porn scenes you will ever see with let's bring this all full circle, folks.
All right,
The
all right.
Charlie Sheen's goddess, um, what's the one's name that's most famous? Brie
Brie,
Olson.
Brie
James
Larson.
Dean, Brie Larson. No, that's the fucking Marvel actress. Brie Olson.
Yeah.
James Dean does a scene with her. I'm gonna say you got to go back 2012 or so, and it's a Naughty America Neighbors one. It's hard to find because it is a great blooper. But Brie Olson is next door,
Here she
telling
is.
telling James Dean he should come on over,
Mm-hmm.
or she comes over. James Dean's telling her to come over. She comes over, young, innocent, blah blah blah. They start to fuck. James Dean comes literally. It's so real. He comes in about 10 seconds entering Brie.
Wow.
And the cameraman can't stop but goes, "God damn, you just made my man come in about 9 seconds. God damn." And I fucking love this fucking cameraman talking in the
Yeah.
middle of this porn. He goes, "You just got my man to come in about 10 seconds." And James Dean's super embarrassed. And he's like, "I'm not done yet. That's just round one. I'm not done yet." And it becomes a full porn at that point, okay, where he
There's
goes
no
for his
shame in that, James.
goes
There's
for his
no shame in
25
that.
to 30 minutes. Listen, no, I'm a faster, but I mean, I just found it fucking such a porn is so ridiculous, right? I mean, in the sense of the story doesn't matter, okay, for the most part, but I also don't want to see it's my mom, it's my real mom. I hate these new titles,
I've
dude.
never seen that. That's taking it to the next level.
What? You don't
It's my
come on.
real mom? No, I've
10
never seen
minutes into
that.
porn, it's on the front cover of Pornhub, XNXX, all
Well,
these.
you're in the paying services. I know you pay for
No,
yours.
no, no,
You're to the
no, no,
next level
no,
of the
no.
real
I'm not
incest
next
shit.
level porn. I'm not next level perv. I don't pay for porn sites, but
Have
I
you ever done
love that James Dean scene.
webcam girl before? You ever
Oh,
paid for a little webcam? Yeah, me either.
no, that's not my cup of tea, man.
I'm too frugal to be honest.
I'm not. I don't know. That doesn't do me anything. Like I like building relationships. I don't like
Yeah.
one night stands or this. It's just not my cup of tea. I was always out trying when I didn't have a girl for so long. I was always out trying to have fun, but
Uh,
I'm not an orgy guy. I'm not a swinger. I'm not that type. I don't know. I guess I'm not comfortable enough in my own skin to put it that way, but
Yeah, I don't think I've ever had a one night stand. The more I think about it.
well, my one night stand turned into 9 years of relationship now, so it wasn't a one night stand.
Yeah. And
Maybe
speaking of one night stands, George W. Bush.
he's up there. He's up there
He's
for
up
you.
there.
Dude, see,
No,
I
he's
don't,
not.
I don't.
I don't know. I'm just reading. I'm looking at this list. I can't even believe it. What the fuck does he have that's so bad? I mean, I get
Oh, people, come on. He
Snooki
was the
pisses
beginning
people
of this. He was the beginning of people just hating him. Um, so I guess you know who's up there for me? Ooh, almost taking over Charlie Sheen now that I think about it. the catch you outside chick from Dr. Phil. Are we deeming her a celebrity?
I don't know her, so I don't know.
She was on Dr. Phil and she's total white trash. She goes, "Why don't you catch me outside?" Tells the crowd like that she's gonna take him outside and beat her ass. She's a 15-year-old getting busted for smoking coke or crack or whatever the fuck, meth. She's fucking up. Her mom's calling her out. Well, why don't you catch me outside? And so
Yeah.
she got $12 million that year from Twitter and sponsorships.
Oh, I do remember this. Yes,
This bitch
yes.
fucking turns it into a fucking Instagram mega account, you know? So her and the Gretchen all for global warming. And I don't think
Yeah.
I've ever actually listened to her talk longer than 20 seconds. It's literally just the memes and
come on,
everyone
man.
hating on her.
Yeah, it's not
What?
her. It's what it's became. It's leave the girl alone.
Oh my goodness, this guy. Lohan, to answer back on her, I don't actually mind her. Again, I like the shit show, the Macaulay Culkin-esque, like you're falling off, I'll watch.
Yeah.
I
Well,
see
she's a
when
good actress. Those first couple of Mean Girls is a good movie. I like that movie. Even like The Parent Trap. She's really smart when she was a
I
kid,
like
but
Jamie
yeah,
Lee Curtis. I've always had a little
Ooh.
thing on seeing those tots.
Oh yeah, True Lies, and she doesn't lie. He's a big
Oh, she
Arnold.
looks phenomenal in True Lies when she does that strip scene, dude. She's like 40, 50 years old there. Fucking built for speed. Sarah Palin. Where are you at on the Sarah Palin Richter scale?
What are you just looking at? Who's an SNL parody? She's all right. Again, I don't know enough to fucking give a damn.
I loved her. How you do on Snooki? You a Jersey Shore kind of guy? You don't catch me as it.
I watched a couple episodes because my old buddy Dave used to watch it just for the comedic value of it all. But see, that's a good point when you bring up people like Snooki. These people, they do rub me the wrong way because they have no talent. They're just a wreck. Like the girl you were saying, or like the Bagel Boss guy. They just get popular from bullshit, and then now all of a sudden they're considered a celebrity. So I don't know. There's a thin line. But Lindsay Lohan is obviously a celebrity. Michael Jackson is obviously a celebrity. Now the Bagel Boss guy, I don't know if he's a celebrity, or I'll Meet You Outside girl. Snooki has turned her 10 minutes of fame into a career. We'll give her that. But
we'll have to do one on just like 10 minutes of fame, least favorite. Hide your kids, hide your wives, hide your family.
Oh man.
Chris Brown. Were you on the Chris Brown Richter scale? You like
anybody that abuses people? I gotta be not a fan of. If you're doing harm in the world, you gotta be fucking put down.
Mel Gibson.
Well, he's a controversial figure. His movies are pretty damn good, and I think that's why Hollywood keeps putting up with them. But
not really. I mean,
what movies, dude? Hacksaw Ridge is pretty fucking good. You ever seen that?
No, he's a great actor. I'm saying he has fallen from grace, Nick Cage style. I mean, he gone.
He's leaving Las Vegas, folks.
I mean, this treasure even Disney can't find. I mean, these motherfuckers have fallen from grace.
Well, he might be working on something. That's why he's disappeared. Because
Nick Cage was working on something. His 16-year-old stepdaughter.
Wow.
So
is that true?
Yeah, dude. He was married to this Asian girl. He started banging his Asian stepdaughter.
Well, what do you think about Woody Allen and his whole thing where he married his adopted daughter?
Yeah, real similar, man. I was too young. My dad is such a Woody Allen fan. It's crazy.
He still is.
He just doesn't talk about it. That kind of stuff, like all of a sudden you hear about how great Woody Allen is, and that kind of it's like Tiger Woods. Like, man, this guy's a great golfer. Then all of a sudden he finds out he's sleeping with 300 women.
Yeah.
This guy's got a talent. This guy's talented, but the talks get shorter and shorter. I didn't get into his comedies, but goddamn, does he get so much clout? I know that they were well written in that. I've seen a couple of them, but I think what fame gets to show us is a small glimpse of humanity on a more magnified look. So am I to think that, I mean, goddamn, whether it's Epstein or Woody Allen or Harvey Weinstein or all these guys, are we just seeing it? Are they that weird and strange because of the fame? Or are we getting a more magnified inside look because of the fame, and that there's far more creepy individuals snuck into humanity than we know.
Yeah.
I feel like it's the latter of the two, and it kind of makes me sad. It's speak bad of them or not. Ultimately, there's a big thing in DC to try and get all these on a serious topic and get all the child trafficking and all that done, which is obviously there's a market. If there's a problem to provide the product,
Right.
obviously there's a market, which is a whole nother creepy area of not just America, but like look how people back in the 80s used to joke about going to Taiwan because you could get a real spinner, like a 80 pounder drop down in a bucket that probably was fucking on a 14-year-old or 15-year-old, it's just fucking gross to me. I can't capture it. So um I
Ashton
don't
Kutcher has a big organization trying to shut down
yeah, he's
sex
doing great
trafficking.
work with that. He spends a lot of money on that. Yeah, I
But no,
appreciate that.
I think a lot of shit's coming out about Hollywood now because the higher ups are either getting old or people are exposing them. And yeah, there's a like go back to what you were saying. I think there are a lot of sick people in the world, but these dudes with power, they have more opportunity to expel that sickness into the industry because it's like without Harvey Weinstein, if he was just a Joe regular, he's not going to be doing half that shit. He's not going to have people come into his office trying doing casting couch stuff, or Bill Cosby. He's not going to have that opportunity. So again, they're just sick individuals, just like there are regular sick individuals, but then they get elevated, and then their sickness gets elevated.
I've talked about it on the maybe it was on writer's room, but we've talked about before um when I was with my buddy and I was drugged and taken advantage of by a woman,
Yeah,
and the state of mind it puts you in. It's even in my scenario, I was able to control the scene, but majority can't. And it just, you remember that movie Disclosure back, or maybe it was Indecent Proposal. I think it was Disclosure, yeah, with Michael Douglas and Demi Moore. Demi Moore is his boss, and she makes him sleep with him to keep his job and get promoted.
yeah.
They're old lovers, and good '90s film. But
Oh yeah, I'm looking at it tonight.
it just goes it goes both ways. I mean, and not male female. It's definitely more of a male driven problem. But this power thing I'm talking about, these people, and it goes on to the conspiracy theories with Bill Gates and stuff. Right now, people are saying he's got the cure for coronavirus and he won't dish it out until it's a billion people need it and all this. And it's like I just have a hard time believing that. Like I mean, I don't know if these guys are this power hungry, this addicted to money. I told you the stories of watching these guys go back and forth with their houses in Florida and their Lamborghini SUV and their Rolls Royce SUV and then the sports car and then like it just as I as we as I get to see a couple celebrity or people of wealth not up close, but at least from somewhat afar, I don't know. Power is such a fucking tricky thing, dude. I don't feel like I have that in me. I don't feel like that is my MO or my drive. And so I don't get it. But God, we see so many with it. Trump is probably a perfect example of just addicted to it. I mean, for him to be
Yeah.
talking about running for presidency from the 80s and when was he going to take his stab at it and what party would he do it with and all this, it was such a contrived move that it loses its sincerity. Even if you like him, if you can't acknowledge that, I think it's an issue. I think that he has definitely done this to up his own fame at some point, and it can be from a place of goodness initially, where yeah, I want to help the American people. Yeah, great. Well, you really took advantage of it along the way, and a daily task force is kind of what I'm talking about. We've never seen the president of the United States so in the media, ridiculously out front. I mean, the Twitter shit he says is just if you even if you love him, if you can read this shit and go, this guy's a fucking genius, then like you might lose me a little because the shit I read and listen to, I go, this guy's a fucking idiot. Like if he would just shut the fuck up and do his moves from afar, I think I'd applaud him. I think when I gotta fucking get it forced down my throat every fucking 10 minutes, it's like it gets old. Charlie
Or
Sheen style, dude. That's why he lost me. He didn't fucking milk it. He didn't fucking slow stream go, oh, I'm going to do a podcast in a month. Wait till you hear my fucking side of it. Or I'm going to go on, Diane Sawyer's going to interview me, you know? No, he doesn't do that. He goes every fucking night at 5 o'clock until it's fucking run dry and beaten the shit out of.
Well, yeah, Charlie Sheen's, he's just a regular celebrity. The president should have more important stuff to do than be tweeting his ass off.
Well, Trump was a regular celebrity. You gotta,
Right.
yeah, he's a businessman, but man, is he focused and arguably has a lot of his net worth, especially recently, come from the celebrity was a big show, dude. There's a good documentary, and I forget where I found it. I want to say YouTube, but there's a lot of hate shit on Netflix too, because Obama is on the board or something. So there's definitely a Democratic point of view on Netflix, and there's a good documentary that talks about just behind the scenes of Trump and that, and he's a power hungry celebrity nut, you know.
He wants
And
to build up his trophy room. I feel like he looked at the presidency as like another trophy to put in his room, another notch in his accomplishments.
Yeah, it's you can call it trophy room, but there's no bigger celebrity. Because even celebrities talk about being in awe or shaking or nervous tension going to meet the president. Whether it's Trump, Bush, Jimmy Carter, does not matter. Celebrities have already talked, oh, holy shit, I've been invited to the White House. Like, I remember I had to get, Dana Carvey, I believe, talks about having to go do the George W. Bush, or not George W., but George Bush Sr., he has to be George Sr. at the White House. And like he had a fucking full panic attack before this thing because he was flipping out doing it in front of him and shit. And that's someone that's trained and professional and has been on stage and in front of millions, and still one dude makes him crumble. It's like the Lorne Michaels interview, you know? But I think it's like the Pope, dude. When you're waiting in line and you're like, I'm going to get my fucking Blessed Mary baptized by the Pope or blessed by the Pope, these people, it's like, look at Michael Jackson. He walked in the room, these people faint. These people faint when the fucking Pope walks in the room. They've heard about him their whole life. And if you're Catholic or even Christian, but Catholic, that's your guy, right? Oh my God, I'm in the room with him. And I remember being in Rome in the Vatican, and the Pope's coming through, and people are, I was 8 years old. People are going ape shit. My mind,
feeling energy.
My mind couldn't capture it though. I could not understand why these people were just fainting out of nowhere when the dude walks in. But that position, that one guy that nobody else can be, at least for these 4 years. And even then, it's not like Tom Cruise is running and going from celebrity to president. It's just, that's the mega celebrity of the world, dude. You will always be known as top. And I think that was Trump's drive. I think that this dude is addicted to being a celebrity and no bigger than what he's become. I mean,
well, talking about The Apprentice, what do you think of these celebrities that are made popular from TV shows like what's it called? Like The Voice or American Idol? I mean, I wanted to say before that Simon Cowell, he's a real turd.
That's a good one. That's a great one.
He's trying to sleep with people's wives and whatnot. A real stand-up cat.
I've heard him on Stern. He's real pompous and always talking about.
Did you hear him or did you hear the fake one they do?
They got a fake
calls up Howard. Yeah, Howard, is your wife available? Like they just keep going with the wife banging mode because Howard he apparently, remember the Sony email leaks?
Yeah.
So one of his emails was leaked, and he was trying to get the job for America's the show that ATG, America's whatever the show Stern was on.
America's Got Talent.
Yeah. America's Got Talent. So AGT, he was trying to undercut Stern. He was telling them he was gonna take less pay, and he was just begging to get his job. That email got leaked. Everybody saw it. Then Stern, I don't know if he brushed it off or whatever, but then I guess Simon tried to get a hold of him and tell him, oh, that wasn't real. That wasn't real. But he's a duder. He's a doucher.
Yeah. And has capitalized on it. Great. Where, just
just because you're smart doesn't mean you're not a turd. So
that was horrible.
We'll give him 2 turds up.
Simon Cowell, that's a good one. Howard Stern, I love him. But God, he has that.
Oh, he's got a
Trump
bad
factor.
persona.
Yeah, he's got that either love him or hate him thing going, you know.
Well, he used to
Um,
be a massive cock. Like if you listen to these old interviews, and he talks about the one with Robin Williams because Robin Williams obviously passed away and he was never able to reignite his friendship with him. But he was just out of control. He wanted to be rude, be crude. He'd get celebrities in. If you listen to his old recordings from 20 years ago, first of all, his voice sounds a lot different. He's way more in your face, and he's just looking to get a rise out of anybody because he's trying to create the best, interesting, off the wall radio there is that no one else has really been able to do, and maybe won't be able to do after he leaves. But now he's maturing and stuff. Again, I'm not going to try and fucking speak up for the uh, support the guy in the way of he was an asshole back then, but I thought it was funny.
I like Howard a lot, and I'm not on the same political side as Howard for many
Yeah.
views, so sometimes it's tough. But I love on 9/11 when they go back and play that, and just how unfiltered and how New York and how passionate he was. That's always
Right.
a really good real good episode to go back and listen to, just for an up close personal, because he's in New York, always been in New York. Not always, but majority of his time been in New York. And were you old enough to remember when Mike Tyson used to do his interviews to try and when a fight was coming up and talking about
Nibbling ears.
well, no, that's during the fight. I was watching that live with the cheater
Yeah, so was
bots.
I.
But what about remember when he would be like, I'm gonna eat his children, I'm gonna embarrass him. Coming
Right.
up to a fight, he was like a wrestler. He had a lot of hype going into like a wrestler, and
Yeah.
I remember my dad just hated him. Couldn't even just to get him to watch the fight with my buddy and I was painstaking, but just hated him then. But he's really won back, and The Hangover and those things helped put him back. And then now he's got a comedy tour when it's not COVID that has some numbers that seems funny. But
Well,
I
he's
always
had some clarity in his life. A lot of these guys, they go through periods just like us. I used to be out of control, and you know, I wanted to make the most graphic humor there is. I think now we're trying to gear towards things like it's still cool to be funny, but I want to have a point almost behind some of the stuff that we're doing. If you can combine a little inspiration and humor, I think that's the tops. But titties and grits is what it is.
as far as people that come off of stardom from a
Like a
talent
Kelly
show.
Clarkson
Yeah,
and
I was gonna say, when done right, like Kelly Clarkson, it's great. I can handle it. I feel like she did it right. Maybe because she has more fame than most of the others, but most of the others go on this ride and then come
hmm
right back on down to reality. And um, I hear of chauvinistic stories. I don't even have the names of the celebrities that were part of, but I heard of some people where like instant fame went to their head and they bought mom a house and this, and all of a sudden they didn't pay their taxes and they're right back into nothingness right away.
yeah, that's like the pro athlete conundrum because they're working their whole life for 10 years probably at the most. So all the money they make in those 10 years, unless you're a megastar and going to get paid for advertising, you got to hold on to that dough. Now you're hanging out with athletes that are buying all kinds of shit. You want to fit in, so you're going to blast your money. That's that I watched 30 for 30 on ESPN, and it's just talking about how the athletes just blow their money just because of the lifestyle that they're thrown into, especially the NFL. Because the lifespan on the NFL is a lot smaller than the NHL or a baseball player.
On Joe Exotic, they ask him after he runs for president against Trump in 2016. Um, the actually no, I'm sorry, the governor race, the gubernatorial race.
Goober.
Well, they ask him after the guy that wins is, you gave a great race, man, and you only got like 800 votes or something, but he was all over the fucking place because of how nuts he is. So the guy goes, "You had a great race," and his campaign manager goes, "How many death threats did he get?" He goes, "I got 4," and she goes, "That's a good campaign." She
Yeah,
goes,
that's not bad.
if you get death threats, you did a good campaign. And Joe's like, all right, all right. So, I just I find it so nuts to want like that's what I want to do, you know? Like I knew I ran a good campaign just for governor. This is just for governor. I got 4 death threats, a little peon. The real guy that became governor, or look at Whitmer right now, the anger that she instills in people that just probably getting 100 of these things a day. I'll kill you. You're gonna go to
Yeah.
jail or you're gonna have the FBI up your ass. I don't care. I'm gonna tell this woman I'm gonna kill her. You're fucking nuts. Idiots out there.
Plus, it depends. It depends on the time that they're going through too. Obviously, now everybody's in panic. We were unsure of the future, and maybe when that guy was running, the world was pretty put together. I don't know.
Any what about Paris Hilton? Did you used to hate? I used to love her ass. So where were you on the
Yeah.
old?
Well, like you were saying, there's a thin line between just pissing you off or you enjoy watching the train wreck. She's right at that line.
She is at that line. I will give you that.
Yeah.
She does that line.
With that
Hillary
little bird
Clinton.
face of her.
Remove the political view. Don't care how you think of her. If you want her to be president or not, great, awesome. Does she irk you like she does others, or are you a big fan, Hillary?
I just kind of stay away from the politics altogether, so I just don't have enough fuel to sway me either way. I wouldn't say she's my favorite just because a lot of the stuff I hear, she's a criminal, this and that. But again, I don't have concrete evidence to to back my story.
How
But
about
I
this?
do know one thing: 6 of 9.
Yeah,
Whatever the fuck this guy's
well,
name
well,
is.
well, well, that was literally who I was bringing up. I was gonna say, what about the douche 6ix9ine?
Well, let's hone in on him for a second here. I mean, I don't even. What does this guy even do? Is he a
The
rapper?
rapper, yeah, he
Yeah.
did some YouTube and shit, then got into real rapping.
Look at these teeth.
Oh yeah, he's in jail right now.
Well, that's about right. Are those real teeth that he sharpened? What is wrong with this guy?
His teeth are as real as he is American.
What is he, Mexican?
I think not Philip, like something, you know, Filipino or something. But
And what's his backstory? Do you know anything about him?
gang member, floating around, had less clout than he did ambitions, and
Hey.
illegal weapon or something he got in trouble for. No, I don't know the whole story because I didn't listen to his music and that. In fact, I tried when I found out he was going to jail, and it is doo-doo. I don't do that type of new shit. Which
You're
leads
a rap
me
guy
to
too.
right, exactly. Where are you on the Lil Wayne train, the Lil Wayne gauge?
I don't like to get on the pain train. Is he the
No.
guy is that the okay?
No, that's fucking Christ, damn it. What?
Yeah.
Lil
Leave a
Jon.
comment below. Yeah, Little John. Or Lil John. No,
Lil
I don't.
Jon.
I'm not. I don't go either way for the Lil Wayne guy, but
Lil
I
Wayne's
do.
big into well, so he's toned down now after going to jail, but massive into acid.
Yeah,
Give you a
he's
little
writing
thing.
country music. I heard.
Used to only go into the studio though and freestyle, and some of his shit is fucking superb. But
Oh,
I've
okay.
liked Lil Wayne since back in the day when he was 16 years old. He came out with a group with fuck out.
John Mayer.
Nope, always forget his name. It'll come to me in a minute.
Elton
But
John
the
plays
Hot
the piano.
Boys. Damn, I always forget his name too, and I love his ass. Were you on the Jake Paul YouTube train, the Disney board,
Was-
the Express?
Wasn't that the guy that walked through the suicide forest? Or was that
yeah.
Logan Paul?
I think they're brothers, dude.
Oh, okay. The Paul boys.
The Paul boys, the Paul
Yeah,
Bears.
I was gonna say no. I'm not a big fan of those turd gurglers, but one of these rappers that really irks me is Cardi B. And one of the reasons I hate her so much is she was on Stern. A lot of these celebrities go on Stern, and he's such a good interviewer that it actually turns me to like him, even if
I
I
know.
don't like him.
Yeah,
But she was the opposite. This fucking girl, the shit coming out of her mouth, it baffled me, man. She's like the epitome of what women they're actually striving to not be. She got ass implants, she got breast implants. She's trying to just fit in, and I'm totally against that. I think for a woman, I like the more natural look. I like when women they don't put too much makeup on and stuff like that. Maybe that's just because they have more natural beauty in the first place, but you don't need all that. Just present yourself, comb your hair and do that, whatever. I'm not trying to be a chauvinistic pig. I try and present myself as best as I can too, but Cardi B just goes way too far. First of all, she was a stripper, So that just gives you the clue that she was always looking for that attention. But who gets ass implants besides the Kardashians?
I don't know her. Like every time one of her songs comes on or something, Ashley's like, "This is her." Or like we were watching a movie a week ago. She goes, "That's Cardi B." I go, "Which one?" She goes, "She's already gone." I go, "Okay,
Yeah.
I don't
And she's been fired.
yeah, I don't. She hasn't got on my radar, which is so stupid. I know she's huge and big, and I should know. Um,
Well, check out that interview if you ever want to get to know her deep. And you're not going to get to know her deep because she's not very deep to begin with. But Stern does his best. It's funny because when he does interviews now, he's Mr. Serious. And if this interview took place 20 years ago, he would have went nuts. But
does he say anything after on it? Does he give us any insight after? Like, man, that was dry or something.
no, he doesn't do that because I feel like he respects the people for coming on in the first place. And
Yeah,
I
he's
don't
gone.
know if they pay him. I'm assuming they don't because they're promoting something usually.
I think
So,
it's probably $5,000 or something.
mm, that's pretty low for someone that's a megastar like that. I mean, he had Billie Eilish on. He's paying her $5,000. That's like nothing.
No, I know. I don't think it's a lot. I think it is a small drop in the hat mixed with publicity.
Right.
How about my boy Michael Jackson?
Again, I was never a big Michael fan myself. There's a couple of tunes that I get into, but I'm not like flipping through his catalog going, this is great, this is great. I like the songs that are popular, and I respect them, and the dude can sing. I almost like the Jackson 5 more than Michael Jackson. Um, but I don't know. He's one of these tough cookies.
Train wreck. I mean, if
Right.
he's not maybe the greatest train wreck to watch, just and talk about keeping pace. Direct opposite of Charlie Sheen. Didn't answer every. This is why I love him. Okay, and it's not obviously he's close to the Bill Cosby esque, but it's never been proven. So you still can hang your hat on that.
Right.
Maybe come down the road, more comes out of the woodworking. Maybe I can't love
Yeah.
him.
You can still dance to him at
Excuse
weddings,
me,
ladies and
dude. I'm
gentlemen.
sorry, bro. Yeah,
You can
I
still
love
dance
dancing
at the
to him.
weddings. I turn my back at the weddings, but I'm making a stand.
Some of my fondest memories are growing up or watching my mom clean the house and dust to the Rolling Stones and Michael Jackson and just dancing around, beat and then I would just be sitting there like, I don't know, that hits a home with me. But talk about longevity. The dude was able to. You still didn't know if he slept in a hyperbolic chamber. You never knew if he had fucking the animals roaming around on the inside of the ranch,
Yeah.
or more serious if he was fucking with little boys. You never knew the dude was able to fucking be so cryptic with his celebrity moves and when he was seen and how he was seen and how he came across. Talk about being ready for COVID-19 25 years in advance. This dude was wearing face masks all over the fucking place, but
Right.
he knew how to get the fucking paparazzi and everyone behind the camera going. Or I mean, obviously, dude, the dude would show up in like Disneyland, the place would have to like shut down. Show up at
Yeah.
a mall, it's got to shut down. Like just he was able to, unlike Charlie Sheen just shoving in your face for fucking 35 days
Well, he
till
was
it's dried up.
after Sheen lost his show, he was desperate to get into the public again.
Whatever. You can say it's striking when the iron's hot. I'm just saying Michael was able to do. It took you 10 years to learn something about the dude. Then he'd go on Oprah and barely say anything. Well, I just
Yeah.
like the animals. I just like having animals, Oprah. He does
Uh-huh.
if you want to talk about getting paid, he probably got 250 G's, does a fucking millions, maybe, who knows? And right? So then disappears again. Then he shows up, he's dancing on top of a fucking Escalade going into
Yeah.
court, disappears again.
Disappears
So
into the night.
yeah, the guy's just a fucking werewolf, dude. This
He
dude is,
moonwalks silently into the night. You know what he's doing.
they say with he couldn't focus on his childhood and this, and he was a singer. God damn, you got to hear this every fucking time. Bottom line is, he was born into that. He was tailor fit for it, and he was able. He's one of the. You still don't know if he was fucking little boys, and if he was, it was for like 25 years. The dude was fucking methodical and
Well,
very
someone says he does, and then Macaulay Culkin comes out and says he doesn't, and were these
right.
kids brainwashed? Like, you don't
Right.
even know. That's the whole thing. The problem with Michael is he had a rough upbringing himself, so That's like you. If you're a psychiatrist, you totally understand. He never had a childhood because of the work ethic, and his dad used to beat him and whatnot. So he was stuck in the age of whatever 6 or 10 or whatever his age is.
I
But
just want to be Peter Pan.
yeah,
Um,
yeah, it's interesting that he has children of his own.
he he just was able to use it to his advantage his entire career, and
I heard
says
he's
here
bloated these days.
it says he donated at least 500 million to charity. That's fucking crazy.
Yeah, he bought all the rights to the Beatles songs.
Right there in front of Paul, he fucking goes, "I'm doing it."
And then
dude."
pissed on him.
Right.
He wipes his ass with the music to Let It Be, the original transcripts, throws it in a fire, right in Paul's face.
That's true.
No, fuck no.
I was gonna say what?
I think McCartney got him back after he passed
Yeah,
on.
yeah. He bought him from Jackson's estate in an auction
Thank
or
goodness
something.
he did.
Yeah, well, Jackson still made a healthy investment on that. He fucking.
Yeah.
There's rumors there that it was close to $1 billion he made, and that's when you started seeing VW commercials and shit with fucking
together.
Beatles song. Yeah, right. Just taking this thing to the fucking cleaners.
He didn't want to sell Heal the World. He wanted to use
He didn't sell
Together.
any of his own shit.
Right.
When he was still alive, I was working with someone behind the scenes of my actual job, similar to Fat Earth. I was working with someone that was close with their family and then grew up in Motown, a Detroiter. And she was telling me a lot of behind the scenes stories that he just was a fucking kid, that he would be sitting at the pool just wading his feet in the fucking short end
Right,
like a
that's what I'm
little
saying.
kid.
He's stuck in that kid's age.
But geez, I mean, talk about like luck, right place, right time, everything coming together to be that odd, but still get found and then turn
He
it
had
into
talent.
what it
That's the first foundation of what his success was built on.
and hard work. I mean, you can
Oh
argue
yeah,
that
yeah, that too.
it's
Yeah.
harder than talent, dude, because his dad made him, he didn't know how to spin. He wasn't good at spinning when he was a kid, but after doing it 10,000 fucking times, he was amazing at spinning.
So we're gonna wrap it up here. What's the celebrity that you think we should put on the thumbnail to juicing up this our worst favorite? What are we calling this episode? Our least favorite
Trump,
celebrity?
dude. I think
Trump.
Trump's the orangest Trump face you can find, dude. That big old fucking smirk, that big old fucking smile. He's got a Jim Carrey-esque amount of faces he can pull off out of nowhere, and
Yeah.
you get all those memes and just.
Yeah.
You know, they say he's straight edge. He says he's never smoked a cigarette or nothing.
Right. Yeah, I don't know if I believe that, but I was thinking more of a Kardashian thing, maybe getting some sex appeal flowing.
We don't talk about Jackson one did good, but we already got him on one on the brown belly.
Yeah, his corpse.
Right.
All right, well, thanks for tuning in, folks.
I'd like to see Trump out there front and center. We give him
All right.
a little. God
right.
knows he wants it.
I'll write douche on his forehead because, even if you are a supporter at this point, you got to just back the fuck off. Guy's making a fool of himself to some degree.
He's a fool, but he's our fool.
Yeah. And you've been fired.
You're fired. Oh,
And
he
on
owns the
that,
trademark.
folks-
He owns the trademark to fire.
Yeah. I can't even say that shit.
You're fired.
All right. Well, on that note, folks, thanks for tuning in. Fat Earth Comedy Cast, episode Lucky 13. Big Jim, Mo Fungus. Stay safe, stay sane, stay in
Yeah.
your house.
Grab my pants.